Ugh. I think this is live. I'm just gonna roll with it. It should be, But welcome. This is the first Cobra Kyle live stream. Not much going on lately, so we're just hanging out with some friends, having a good time. And thank you for joining. If you're watching this later, as in after it's not live, you're obviously very bored and you've reached the very end of YouTube. I'm not going to be doing this alone because that would be horrifying and I don't want to talk for an hour by myself. So I have a few friends here with me today. Some you may know, some you may not. So I'm going to bring them in one by one. We'll start with our first guest. Let me pull this up. You may know him from somewhere. I'll let him go ahead and tell that story. It's a good friend, the friendliest guy I know in the Texas region or anywhere, honestly. Mr. Scott Smith, welcome to the live stream. How are you doing?
Good, guy. What's up, man?
Not much. I guess you can hear me. Everything's good. So you want to tell everyone who you are really quick?
Yeah. Like Kyle said, my name is Scott Smith. I've been riding BMX for my entire life. And then 2 years ago, actually, I ended up getting a call from a friend. Got to try and ride a mountain bike for the first time on Whistler Mountain. And we filmed the carnage. And that sparked off my love for mountain biking. So just been riding ever since.
Very good, very good. And I'm glad we met. We've become good friends over the last year. So I'm glad to have you here, man. Let me get our next guy on here. What's his name? Sorry, I'm very new to this. I'm clicking around looking for things. It's going horribly. Just kidding. This next guy I actually met through Scott's. There's his name on the screen. There's his channel. If you want to subscribe, check that out. Hasn't posted a video in 5 months. Come on, man. Get it together.
Come on, dude.
Very cool guy, Mr. Ryan Drops in Shreds. Here he is.
Hey.
How's it going, man?
Great.
What else do you do other than drop and shred?
Yeah, I think life can be pretty much summed up into dropping and shredding. So I would say that's all I do, and it's all I'm about, man.
Awesome. I mean, what more do you need?
What else is there?
There's
Cooking.
nothing else to life. So
Just cooking.
Yeah, super glad to be here. I think we're all dying from boredom a little bit. So
maybe just a little. And it's only like day 2 of an actual quarantine, at least here in Texas. So hopefully we're passing the time for some people. Let's get our last guest in here. Last, definitely least, just because he steals all the ladies. You know him. You've seen him on my channel many times. Very good friend of mine. There's his channel there. New videos every Wednesday. Great dude. We're bringing him in now. Mr. Chris CXK. There he is. Hey, man.
I'm here.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you guys?
Good.
Yeah.
Look at all those fancy arcades back there. Those aren't mountain bikes.
Yeah, they aren't. That's part of the other channel. I'm also a part-time nerd. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
I guess I'll plug it. Killer Arcade Games. If you want to see my other channel, it's a little more successful, but
shameless. So shameless.
I feel horrible. I didn't preload that other channel on here to show everything.
That's fine. Most of these guys probably don't care at all. So yeah.
No, I'm sure someone in here likes some video games and stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're just gonna hang out for an hour. If you got any questions, leave them in the comment section here. I can actually pull them up here like this. Look at that. MTB is better than
Quindoon.
Quarantine, I guess that.
Yeah, quarantine.
Okay. For a second, I don't know what that means, but and he's right. Mountain bike is better than quarantine.
Pretty much anything's better than quarantine.
Yeah. So
it feels like it's been 2 months. It's in 2 days.
For real, like, and apparently YouTube demonetizes people for saying coronavirus. So I just lost out on 3 cents.
Oh no.
But I mean, I'm in San Antonio. I know Chris is too. The other two guys, you're in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
We just got the order yesterday that we're not supposed to leave the house, but San Antonio's been pretty cool about it, and they said you can go out and exercise still. So
Yeah.
I don't know how many restrictions I'll actually put on that. But what about you guys in Austin? I mean, how's it affecting you?
We've just been hunkered down, me and Taylor, just hanging out. Apparently the order's coming through tonight, or it just came through, that we can't go anywhere, so we don't get to take epic bike rides like you did yesterday.
This is true. It was very lonely, but I had a pretty good time. Just one final ride before they do the quarantine thing.
Shut it down.
Yeah. Oh, and look at this. Here's a comment. Ninja Punch says, had a new bike day, and then quarantine happens.
Oh, no, man, that sucked. Ninja, what'd you get? What kind of bike?
What'd you get, Ninja Punch?
I thought I had it bad. I just bought a pair of knee pads. I haven't gotten to wear yet.
You got
the bike is much worse.
You got those POCs, right?
Yeah.
POCs. I don't know how they're pronounced.
Yeah, I think POC.
Yeah,
that's how I refer to them.
Okay.
They feel really good, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And before we go any further, I do have to say thank you to someone. Shut Up and Ride MTB. I don't know if you all are familiar with him, but I actually messaged him on Instagram. I was having some troubles getting this live stream set up, and I know he does it quite a bit. So he actually messaged me back, and he's like, "Oh, give me a phone call," and he talked me through it, and he introduced me to this amazing setup called StreamYard. I think you can see the little duck there in the corner. Not very professional, but you have to pay to get that removed. I'm cheap, especially with times being uncertain right now.
I just thought that duck was in Scott's house. I didn't know.
Right, that's his decoration.
That's my duck.
Yeah.
He's a handsome duck. I'm glad he's here too.
Actually, Scott's sponsored by StreamYard, so there you go.
Yes, I am.
You have the same haircut.
The resemblance is uncanny. Yeah, that's why I got sponsored, the haircut.
Oh, look at this. Ninja Punch got a Jeff C Pro Race 29. That is a sick bike. Congratulations.
That's awesome. Ryan rides a 29.
Yeah. Love it. Hey, are we going to address the elephant in the room first, though?
What's that?
We're here on your channel, and I watched a video you put up like 2 weeks ago alluding to some big video you're going to do, and crickets, man. Where's it at?
This is it.
Oh.
This is what I was promoting. Like,
just bring your friends on to do half the work or whatever.
Yeah. There's 19 people watching this, so I think the promotion worked. So thank you all to here. No, joking aside, yeah, I haven't worked on that video at all. I started to. I didn't like the direction it was going, and so I'm taking some time to think about it and make sure it's average as all my other videos, and so we just keeping that. And it was actually a trip we all took except Chris. Sorry you couldn't make it.
Yeah, that's fine.
We went to Bentonville, Arkansas before the world kind of went crazy.
Yeah, like just 2 weeks right before?
Yeah, it's like right at the end of February. I mean, it was still a concern, but there was no quarantines going on. It was just kind of like, oh, this thing's happening. But we got to go. It was absolutely incredible. Do you guys have a favorite moment from this trip?
Maybe the fact that we lucked out. It rained right before and then rained right after, and it was perfect weather for us.
Yeah.
And then everything was in prime condition.
I mean, I was shocked at just how well maintained. There are so many trails, and how everything is. I don't think I felt one brake bump on anything. All the lips to every jump was nice. Like, it's just the money it takes to maintain that is. I have no idea, but it's got to be a lot, and it's just so nice.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm pulling up some notes from that trip that I had.
Oh wow, you came prepared. I certainly didn't.
I think the drops were definitely the highlight for me. It's not something I've really done too much up until this point, so it was nice to kind of tackle the drops, and they're so well built that felt like a great place to progress.
Well said. Well said.
They said 1 mile a trail a week gets built. I mean, that's incredible. It was the little things. It was like the bathrooms everywhere. Like you didn't have to worry about that. There was parking everywhere. Super clean, super safe town. I can't wait to go back. But yeah,
absolutely.
And variation. There was something for everybody there.
Yeah, for sure. And Chris, I know you've been there once, twice, maybe 3 times. Do you have anything to add to that?
I love going there. I mean, it's an unbelievable town. I don't have anything. Well, kind of some stuff like that. I guess like the Leon Creek Greenway is kind of Bentonville feeling. It's just the trails aren't quite as nice, of course. You'd ride along that paved like in Slaughter Pen. There's just trails on every side of you all the time. It's just amazing.
Yeah, and there's like incredible features like that boneyard, literally off a walking path where moms are pushing their babies in strollers, and you can go send a 12-foot drop and
so ridiculous.
That giant step up that I don't know, like you don't see that here too much. I mean, you do a little bit, but it's just incredible. I can't wait to go back. I had the best time there.
I was going to say, I think my favorite part about it was the fact that we all kind of pushed each other on this trip and we all progressed.
I agree. I did some things that I was terrified of, and literally like 2 weeks before the trip, I was just like, I don't know if I can do this or want to do this or if it's worth it. We went and got it done. Everyone did a great job. It was fantastic. Our friend Dan was there too. I don't know if he's watching, but thanks for joining us, Dan. It was a great time.
Yeah, Dan killed it too.
We have a question here I skipped. I'm going to bring it up now. Anthony Flores. So what is the best hardtail bike to hit the trails with? Ooh. That's a fantastic question.
Sounds like a Cobra Kyle question.
It does. I mean, I absolutely love hardtails. I'm a little biased on the one I own. It's the NS Eccentric Chromo. So it is a steel frame. You can run it 27.5 plus, which is what I do. Components wise, it's not the greatest, but it's under $2,000, so that's exciting. Oh, he says he rides a Giant Fathom. Well, that's a good bike to get started on. It depends on your experience and everything and budget. Honestly, this year, even the last few years, every bike seems incredible. Like I haven't seen a bike that I'm like, oh, that looks trash. So I mean, if you find a bike within your budget and it looks good and it's got some decent reviews, like go for it. You guys have anything to add on that?
The last hardtail I rode was my $500 starter bike, so I don't know much else to say, honestly. It was a decent bike.
And look at you now, like.
Oh yeah.
It's a stepping stone into the sport. You don't want someone to spend $4,000 on a sport they've never done before, and maybe they hate it. So if you got $500 to drop, that's what I started on too. I think we all did. I don't maybe not Scott.
Not me. I've had one bike for 3 years.
Scott went straight to carbon.
Yeah, he skipped this peasant stuff. So
he's got some friends in high voices. So
it's been holding up great, man.
Yeah, I went Walmart bike for like the first 5 weeks and destroyed that, and then went to a $200 hardtail. So, and haven't gone back since getting full suspension though.
Did riding a Walmart bike like make you hate mountain biking, or what was your experience like? I asked that as a legitimate question because I think a lot of people start there, maybe ride there. It's like 50 pounds. I had one too many years ago. They're heavy, they're clunky. I mean, they're doable, but
yeah, I think ignorance is bliss, right? I had no idea how much better bikes got. To me, it was all the same. Like, why would you spend $5,000 or more on a bike? Like that's for because it's 10 pounds lighter. So yeah, I rode that till it literally fell apart. The pedals fell off the handlebars. It became too dangerous. I remember the first time I went out to the trails, I didn't even have a helmet. I just had a hat on. I thought that would be enough.
I started that way too. I bought a Walmart bike off a friend for $40. I think I overpaid
Probably.
I went out to my local trails when I lived in Florida, and like I was wearing jeans and a tank top or something, and I got lost, and I was out there for like 5 hours just pushing this 50-pound bike around. I was like, mountain biking sucks. Like I hate
no water. Well, I loved it. I was still so thrilled. Like it just always kind of was something I wanted to do and really get into. And I was just so happy to be on the trails, be out playing in the dirt. That my love for it just continued to grow. So
very nice, very nice. While we're on that subject, what does everyone ride currently? And we'll go with Scott first.
I'm on a Diamondback Carbon 5C that I've had for 2 years, and it's a champ. Just been riding as hard as I can. It's holding up, and I love it. I don't know anything else, but it's an amazing bike.
The best bike is your own bike.
Yeah.
Chris, what you got, man?
Trek Fuel EX8 or X8. I never figured out if it's an X, an EX, whatever, but that's what I ride. Yeah. 29-inch wheels, all that stuff.
Dang. And then Ryan, I see a bike, I think, in the background there hanging out.
That's my baby right behind me. It's a Sentinel Transition Sentinel. 29-inch rims, 160 in the front, 140 in the back. I took a biking trip to Colorado a couple of years ago, and I rented that bike or one just like it, and came home for like 2-3 weeks. Just thought about it every night, nonstop. I called the place. It's like, all right, did y'all sell those like used? And he's like, oh, we're actually getting the new lot in today. You can have it for half off. So it's like, oh, yeah,
it's perfect.
Good deal.
Take it, deal. Yeah.
Nice. Oh, there's a question here from Taylor Dorothy. Hello, Texas Trail Snakes. What are your MTB riding goals? It's a good question. Scott, you want to start us off with that?
Yeah, I want to travel as much as possible this year. My goal is to get up to Whistler, which I just booked tickets for. Trying to go to North Carolina to visit Seth. Going to go hopefully to Utah to go ride some downhill parks over there, and I'd love to make it to Angel Fire as well. Seems like crazy goals considering everything that's going on, but I'm going to push it and try and make it happen.
Yeah, I'm hoping this ends in the next month or two. I know we all hope that, so I hope you can take those trips, and I hope I can join at least for one of them.
That's the goal, man.
At a minimum, yeah. Chris, how about you, man?
Kind of the same thing, really. I mean, before all this happened, I got a new truck. I put a camper shell on top. I got a whole bed set up. I was all ready to go do some I'm going to go to the trail. I'm just going to camp near the trail and go ride. And sure enough, this happens. And I was going to go to Bentonville on my own since I had to miss y'all's trip. And I don't know. I guess I could probably still go, but I think people would probably frown on that, seeing me out just driving all around. And really, I don't know if it's safe to spend the money right now. I am still working, but I'm not working probably as much anymore. So it's like, meh. I guess this year, now it's going to be maybe improve my local trail I just found off my neighborhood. I can do that still. So maybe that'll be the goal now.
I've seen your secret trails. They're pretty fun, man.
Yeah.
I had a good time in your secret garden.
You rode my happy trail.
Yeah.
That was so creepy.
They're gonna ban this video now, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That wasn't a bad word. It was.
I know.
There you go. I know your mom is in
else,
here, and now
Chris.
I feel weird.
You know what? She is in here. Hello, Mom. Ryan, how about you? What are your mountain bike riding goals?
So I said, Mrs. Cobra to me how should I refer to her?
Yep. That is my actual name.
Yeah. Riding goals, man. There are tons of places I want to be. And go back to Whistler, Deer Valley. Well, endless number, but riding goals. I would like to start learning tricks. I feel like that's a natural step to my progression and where I'm going. I'm doing pretty good getting a decent amount of air off of those jumps and stuff. So. Now I'm not going to name any because I don't really know the right names of them, and I'll just look like an idiot trying. That one where you spin your bar. Anyways, yeah. I also like to learn how to manual. I want to be that show off in the parking lot, riding around while everybody's getting out ready.
Mm-hmm. You already are, man. You already are.
I want to be that guy. So.
Those are good goals, man. Like you're absolutely killing it in Arkansas. Because I guess when I first met you, you were about to propose, to a woman, and you know, you wanted to stay safe and everything, which is pretty smart. And then in Arkansas, she'd already said yes or whatever. I hope I'm not spoiling anything for anyone.
She said yes.
She knows, right? Yeah. And you were just like sending it, and I was like, oh, this is amazing. You were dropping and shredding. It was great.
I don't want to have to like set my crutches down before getting on one knee, you know. So.
Yeah, that would. She would never forget that. I guarantee it.
She's pretty supportive though of my childish ambitions or whatever. So
that's good.
Very grateful. Yeah.
Very good. Oh,
if I may interrupt, by the way. Oh, I'm sorry. You have a question, but I just noticed that Nathan is from Australia. We have somebody in here watching from Australia. That's crazy.
Really?
You said that earlier in the chat, and I've been.
I think I did say. Oh, there it is. I'm from Australia, Nathan. That's super cool.
That's pretty cool.
It must be a different time. I don't want to guess, but either late or early.
He's probably work from home too. So
yeah. Cool. Someone else here, Baldemar. I hope that's right. New bike day was last week for me. Bought a 20 aluminum base Jeffsy, changed the drivetrain and drop it at SRAM axis. Have yet to ride it. Good choice. I ride a Jeffsy. I've had it for 3 years. It's been a solid bike. It is aluminum. I can't complain. I think you'll absolutely love it. Congratulations.
Great prices on those bikes too.
Yeah, I think it's like 2,200, brand new.
That's I've been on your bike. I mean, there's no features there's nothing that your bike has that mine or nothing my bike has that yours doesn't. Or any good bike. I mean,
yeah, for sure. Direct
it's all there.
Is very competitive, and I think the bike industry is going to start going that way more and more. These companies are popping up like Canyon. I think it's pronounced Vitis or Vitus. Everyone says it differently. Their bikes are an incredible value. It's just insane what you can get. Bikes are still expensive. I'm going to say that. But if you're really into it, I mean, it's a good investment. I've had mine for 3 years. It's paid for itself 1,000 times over. So I can't complain too much. Here's an interesting question. Has anyone hit the huge creek gap at 700 acres yet? Has it
never been there?
Never been there?
Kyle, we never went there, did we?
We did not. I've been there once. It's like they're like pirate trails, so I can't reveal where they are. It's really fun, super cool place. I don't know. I did hit a creek gap jump. I don't know if it's the one you're referring to, because I know they were building one that was like over a cavernous pit. And I feel like you'd have to be an absolute madman to try that. I'm sure people have hit it. I want
to go.
Yeah.
Wait, these two guys probably.
Yeah. Wrong way. These guys.
Yeah, it's bad.
Do it.
Yeah. So if you ever come to San Antonio, those guys are super cool. So we can go out there and check it out. Maybe we'll try this huge creek gap at 700 acres.
Yeah, I've never been to 700 acres, but I want to now. I want to go.
Yeah, it's cool.
How big is the creek? How big is the gap?
700 acres worth.
That's a big one.
It's a very big gap.
If we're here to Corpus Christi, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it,
Ryan.
Ryan.
Tell you in. We'll tell you in with a car or something.
Yeah. Like a jetpack.
Yeah. Oh, our Australian friend asked, "Is the Scott Aspect 690 good?" I don't know. I can look it up really quick and pull up its specs. Maybe entertain yourselves while I do that.
All right. I have not seen that new YT video, Kevin Williams.
Was it on Instagram? I think I saw.
I don't think I follow them.
I do. It was about.
I do have a question that he left on my channel that we'll got to be sure we get to, because I did ask for questions and he was the only one who gave me one, so I don't want to forget him.
Here we go.
I do need to pull it up though.
What did we say? 960.
690.
690.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. That bike doesn't
Scott
exist on their
Aspect 690.
website. I don't know if they're good. I've ridden a Scott. It was one of their expensive cross-country race bikes. I had a really good time on it. And I'm looking at these Scott Sparks right now. They look similar to your entry-level hardtail, and it's hard to go wrong with anything that's built these days. I've heard really good things about Scott, so I don't think it'd be a terrible bet.
So our boy Kevin said it's the hardtail that he had, and he was shredding with it. So
that is true. Yeah. Okay. Then yeah, I say it's a good bike because I've seen Kevin ride. I've ridden with him, and he rips.
Yeah, I saw Kevin getting some pretty darn good air when we were at Reveille Peak Ranch. It's actually in my video from there. He just looks like he's floating. It's crazy.
Yeah. He's super good. And the thing is, he just got a new YT Capra.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to ride with him again because he's just going to absolutely destroy me. Like he was destroying me on this budget hardtail, and now he's got an even better bike than mine. So I'm like, oh man. So I look forward to that, Kevin. Oh, let's see. Here's another question. There's a lot of questions tonight. Thank you, everyone. This is cool. Tom Cosgrave asks, what's y'all's advice for some place to ride for someone who wants to get started? That depends where you live, Tom.
Walnut Creek.
Yeah, so Austin, Walnut Creek.
I have a feeling he lives in Austin.
Oh, okay. Is this someone you know?
I know him.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll let you answer that, Ryan. Go.
For him, and I've told him this, but anybody in the Austin area, I started here, but I've explored everywhere else, and I can't imagine a better place than Walnut Creek. Not just because the trails are pretty tame. There's some advanced stuff, but definitely if you're with somebody, but even if you're not, it's pretty hard. They're pretty easy to find easy trails out there. Mm-hmm. Also, though, you're right there. You park and you're on the trails, and that's actually kind of a rare thing. Sometimes some of these parks you gotta wander off a little bit to find what you're looking for. So if you're just getting into it and you're just struggling with gear and you don't know, maybe you need to go back to your car after 5 minutes of being out on the trail because you've got this, you don't know what you're doing. I think for those reasons, Walnut Creek is also it's a pretty popular park, right? So if you fall, chances are somebody's going to stumble upon your lifeless body pretty quick. So
that's a really good point, Ryan. Another reason I like riding Walnut Creek is because you always find people to ride with. Like everybody's open to you kind of joining the group, and they just started building more features. So there's stuff to ride now than ever. So definitely Walnut Creek for sure.
But after that, if you're up north, my favorite place is Brushy Creek. Also pretty basic trail. It's pretty similar to Walnut. And if you're down south, this is maybe a bit of a weird one, but I like McKinney Falls a lot just because it's so pretty. You kind of got to cross a waterfall to get to the trails. And again, pretty basic, pretty easy. So, Walnut Creek and Brushy are also free, which is always a big thing, right?
Absolutely. Walnut Creek's a lot of fun. I've been there several times. I do have a question about it, though, for the Austin guys. Is there actually a bathroom there?
Yes.
I can never find one. Like
there's a water fountain. Sure.
It's all around you. What are you
well, I think you're probably asking for number 2 more than anything.
Yeah.
Number 1.
I've never used it. I definitely in the summer when it's open, there's a pool there, a public pool. I'm sure there's a bathroom for the pool. I don't know if it's connected to the outside though. Also, on the other side, there's all those softball fields. I know for a fact there's a bathroom over there. Actually,
there's a porta potty definitely over by the softball field.
Yeah. Okay. So yes is the answer. Yeah.
That's good advice for people who haven't been there.
Cool. While we're talking places to ride around here, what about y'all? What's the best beginner spot in San Antonio?
I think we'll both agree, Chris. It's going to be McAllister Park.
Yeah, McAllister Park, yeah.
And all 4 of us have been there.
McAllister is so much fun.
Yeah.
That's coming from a guy who rode Whistler. And absolutely.
Yeah, I love it.
So that's coming from a guy that started at Whistler.
Yeah. We need to put that on the sign up for McAllister Park. Scott Smith says
it's Whistler approved.
Yeah.
Approval.
I was worried, like even inviting you there, Scott, because I was like, oh, he's gonna hate this. Like it's a lot of cross country. I mean, there's some cool features, and I love riding there. But I was like, oh man, this guy likes to hit like 40-foot gap jumps like with nothing. So I'm like, but we all had a good time. You brought your lady, and it was super cool.
It's great to bring the ladies out. You got a wife or a girlfriend who just isn't that confident, they're gonna have a good time there.
Yeah, absolutely. There's even some paved trails, so if they're like, oh, this mountain biking stuff's stupid, they can hit the pavement and you can find a new girlfriend. I'm just kidding. Chris, I gotta do this for you really quick. You got a fan here.
Oh yeah. Well, just one of the ladies who's a big fan.
Oh, That's super
Shout
cool.
out to Christine Robbins Bazell.
All right. Cool. Man, these questions just keep flowing in. It's fantastic. So
making our job easy.
I know. Like, I don't even have to think of anything to say. It's great. Baldemar M. He says, Gooseberry Mesa is a trail I enjoy reminiscing about. How about y'all? Thoughts?
Whistler?
I'm not sure I've ever ridden it.
Yeah, I don't know where that is.
Well, I think he's asking what trails are you reminiscing about?
Yeah, I think he's asking about your favorite trail that.
I got it.
It's like, no, I've never been there.
Yeah. It sucks. I don't know.
Ryan, what's your favorite trail that you think about?
Oh God, I don't think I have enough time to think about it, but one that shows up in my dreams a lot would be A-Line at Whistler. Obviously, I feel like that's too easy of an answer. Here, I'll say locally, what we did at Reveille, Super D, the one with all the drops, that I've thought about a lot, like 6 or 7 weeks later. I don't know. Why don't someone else go, and I'll jump back in when I think of a good one.
Chris,
favorite trail, is that what we're asking?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What are you dreaming about right now riding?
Crap. That's I hate to pass it off, but that's trail. What I don't know. I can't. I mean, I'm trying to think of like Angel Fire, Bentonville trails. I mean, I had a ton of fun on Tristan's trail in Bentonville. I've been thinking about that one lately because I was mapping to try to get to it or try to figure out where to park to get to it. That one was really fun. I don't know. That's about all I can come up with at the moment. If I think of something else, I'll jump in.
Okay. I definitely second Tristan's trail, which we did not get to ride on this trip because it's kind of in an awkward position to the rest of the trails. It's like, that's the one I kept telling you guys about. I was like, oh, we should go ride it. It's super fast and flowy and whatever. It's got jumps all over, but we never made it over there. We were doing some other stuff. For me, I think about the Thunderdome a lot in Bentonville. That's the dual slalom course where we all raced.
That was fun. That was
so much fun. We rode that like at least 5-6 times it felt like. And
yeah, that was the trail I beat you on.
There's gonna be a video. Ryan. There's gonna be a video about that. We'll let the viewers decide, but it was definitely a photo finish.
Smokes you.
I've met my match. It's Ryan drops and shreds.
Scott, I know you got one.
So definitely Whistler, but last year I would have said like A-Line and Dirt Merchant, but this past year I wasn't really jumping so good when I got there, and I was following Seth and Alex around all these really, really tech trails with some crazy rock rolls, and I fell in love with it. So I don't know what they're called. I just kind of followed them, but every crazy tech trail in Whistler is like my new favorite. I'm looking forward to getting back to that this year. Probably local Revelry. Everything at Revelry Peak Ranch is so much fun. So,
yes.
One local trail that's popping up in my head is Kyle and Scott, we did it a while back, was at Hobo Way at Hill of Life. I don't know what it was, but I thought it was great. It was a ton of descent for Central Texas, that's for sure.
That was super cool. It was reminiscent of, I'm going out on a limb here, like the Pacific Northwest. I've never been there, but yeah. I imagine that's what it's like. It's like really tight trees and I don't know. It was really fun. I had a good time on that too.
No, you throw some ladder bridges on that, and I feel like that's a North
Yeah.
Shore trail for
Yeah,
sure.
absolutely. Okay, so I'm absolutely 100% accurate in that assumption.
Also, the trail that I feel like I learned to jump on was a trail called Rainmaker at Trestle Bike Park in Colorado, and that trail will always be special to me. So,
very nice.
Also, I have a video of that on my channel.
On Ryan Drops and Shreds.
Yeah, I was learning, so
That's all right.
I'm casing almost every jump on it, but yeah.
We all start somewhere, and like,
right.
That's why I don't get when people come on the internet and are like, "Oh, you suck." It's like, well, we all did at one point, you know. Some of us just choose to put it on the internet for other people to look at. So.
Yeah, I got comments on there like, "Hey, man, you're casing most of your jumps. Like, trust me, I'm well aware that."
I still do. I still do.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know too. That's so weird that people feel the need to tell you that.
Yeah, it's like you were there, man.
I don't know. It's a 10-minute video. Maybe he watched all of it, and I could have, hey, if you're really good at it, maybe it's just bothering you so much that you have to let him know. But yeah, that's another point, though. Like, I feel like I tell my friends all this all the time that don't mountain bike. Like, there's whatever level you are at. Like, it's just about having fun. Like, if you're too afraid to even take one wheel off the air and just want to ride on a flat surface, like that's perfectly fine. And you know, if you need to do what Scott does, like that's also great. You know?
You can have fun either way.
Yeah. Whatever level. I mean, it's like anything in this world, but whatever level you're at, like it's good.
Yeah, you do you, as they say.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the things that attracted me to mountain biking is that nobody cares. You know, if you're having fun, you're riding, doesn't matter. And like, it may seem crazy, but I love McAllister Park. I love Walnut Creek. Like, those are the two places like I prefer to ride because it's just a good time, you know, a little bit of everything. So it's not always about doing big stuff. It's more about just enjoying yourself.
This is very thought-provoking, everyone. I like this. We got another good question here. I like this one from James. I'm not going to say your last name. I'll probably mess it up. What is the best upgrade you guys have made to your bikes? I'm going to start this one off. For me, when I get a new bike, I usually swap the tires. I think that's one of the best upgrades you can do, depending on the bike. I mean, maybe it comes with tires you like, but I've found the tires I enjoy, so I usually swap those out first, get the size I want, good to go. Scott, what do you think?
I wouldn't know. I literally,
you haven't touched it at all, right?
I've changed two things on my bike the entire time: the handlebars, and I'm kind of not happy with the handlebars because I really like the box bars that I had, but they're carbon, and I feel like aluminum's a little bit safer. So switched my bars, switched them again. I'm just dealing with it, and then I got new tires. Just got the same tires I had previously, and I wouldn't know, man. I'm just rolling with it.
When'd you get new tires? Like after Bentonville?
Before Whistler last year.
Oh, so
yeah,
not too new.
New to me, man. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. There you go.
I never upgrade my bike unless it absolutely needs to be upgraded. So
that's fair. Chris, what about you, man?
I haven't done a lot. I think the best thing I did might actually be that oval chainring, which means also I switched from a 2x to an oval. Having a 2x was just a mess for me. It was always flopping around, especially when we took it to Angel Fire and the chain kept falling off. And but yeah, I think climbing is definitely my weakest thing. So having that little bit of extra help, I think it does actually work. So that's been really a nice upgrade. And I guess I hate to just list everything I've done, but also the wheels. You know, having the wider wheel now is a lot better. It feels like I get a lot more traction on my not so grippy tires that I like, so I can go faster. So yeah.
You had to bring up the tires, man.
I know you're not a fan of the tires, but they're a little grippier than the original ones.
But when you're sponsored by Bontrager, you gotta rock them.
I've got to, yeah.
I know,
get
man.
That big. I gotta go get that check in the mail somehow. I gotta ride that bike down there.
Ryan, how about you, man?
Quickly before I forget, and not to bring something up, but we were talking about the Scott 6.9 earlier or something like that, right?
Yeah.
My brother-in-law, I guess he's watching. Shout out, whose also name is Ryan. Shout out, Ryan. He says he rides one and that it's amazing. It's amazingly good. So
There you go.
I don't even know who asked the question, but
I think it was our Australian friend. That's what I'm going to call him.
I don't want to leave any stone unturned. So
Yeah.
Amazingly good. My brother-in-law is a big time rider as well. So upgrades. Maybe it's just a testament to how good of a bike transition makes, but I haven't felt the need to do a ton of upgrades on mine. I've been pretty happy with it. I am. I don't know. I like how my bike looks, I guess. So I feel like the best upgrades I've made are new blue pedals and new blue grips. So that's the pretty little white girl in me. That,
keep it color coordinated.
Yeah, making my bike. Now the pedals I did shed like 2 pounds when I put the Chesters on, but
pretty good.
Yeah. I haven't felt the need to mess with the brakes or the drivetrain or anything like that. So I did get real close to doing carbon handlebars. Honestly, I didn't feel like I was shedding a lot of weight and that it wasn't worth it. And I looked into getting carbon wheels, but as rough as I am, as many jumps as I still case, I don't think it's a good idea for me to have carbon wheels on there.
Yeah,
because
point.
They don't bend; they break.
Yeah, that's an expensive upgrade too, and that's another point. Like you spend $3, $4, $5 on a bike. I don't want to spend any more on it. Like I'm done.
Yeah,
it's fine the way it comes usually. So.
I know, and it's crazy how you started with a $40 mountain bike from Walmart, and $10,000 later,
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah, financially ruining my life, but having a great time doing it.
Yeah, it's been worth every penny. But
absolutely, I wouldn't do anything else at this point in my life. I don't think
this hobby, man.
Yeah. Oh,
nothing's cheap.
Here's a fun question: Flat Rock or Spider Mountain? I'm going to say both.
Which Flat Rock?
Flat Rock Ranch. That's in Comfort, Texas. That's a little closer to San Antonio. I don't know if you guys have been there.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Flat Rock.
Well, if I had to pick one, if that was the question, like which one or the other, I'm going to say Flat Rock Ranch just because of the variety. Not to say Spider Mountain's bad. I think that place is absolutely incredible, but I like a little bit of variety, and that includes climbing.
Yeah, Kyle's the best climber of the four of us. Just for everybody watching, Kyle's probably the only one here that likes climbing a little bit. So
yeah,
that's all I can do. That's all I have on you guys.
Kyle's crazy.
Yeah, straight embarrass us every time, bro.
And it's not to embarrass y'all; it's to inspire.
You saw that. Dude, went to the bush push in Arkansas, and Kyle's like, "Watch me work," and just cruised right up into the top.
I wish I said that. What you didn't say is I got to the top and almost died. I couldn't breathe. I was just like laying on the ground, like an absolute poser. It was great. And I'm guessing the rest of you are going to say Spider Mountain on this question.
Well, I mean, are we considering the $50 lift ticket when posing this question?
Yeah, Flat Rock Ranch is only $10. So
I would still take Spider. Even though there are a ton of things I would do different there, or there's a few things I would do different there or add to. But yeah, Spider.
I think if I had to vote, money is obviously a thing here for me because it's like $50 versus $10. Obviously, the 10's better. I can go to Flat Rock more often. I like Flat Rock, but there's not a lot of shade in the summer. If you don't get there bright and early, it is brutal. But there's nothing better to me than just nonstop downhill. You just get back on the lift, you're right back at the top. You get to it's all the fun without all the work, if you ask me. But I think fun-wise, I'll always go to Spider Mountain over Flat Rock personally. Now, they do have those great enduro lines at Flat Rock, but then again, that climb back up, man, that sucks.
That's how you
not unless you're Cobra Kyle.
I started poorly at climbing. It didn't used to be fun. It's still not fun, but it's a nice challenge. I guess if the stipulation is if I had to pick one in summer, I would pick Spider Mountain just because like you said, there is not much shade out there, and
Yeah.
it gets very, very, very hot here.
What would put Spider over the edge for you? What would they need to do for them for you to pick them over them?
Probably, I mean, as they build more trails there, I believe that's coming. Even every time I go now, I usually complain on the way there, like, oh, I don't know if I want to spend $50. And then driving home, I'm like, I'm glad I spent $50. Like, I had the best time ever. And as they build more and more trails, I think that cost is just gonna like not bother anyone. I don't think it bothers anyone now because that place is always pretty busy every time I'm up there. So
yeah. Sorry, Scott, were you gonna say something?
Nope.
oh no.
I think there's an added element of the social aspect of sitting on a lift for 8.5 minutes to potentially a stranger. I've made friends out there just from sitting on the lift with them.
Yeah, I think that's where I met you, Ryan.
Yeah.
I also met you at Spider Mountain, Ryan.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Nah.
Yeah.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, it's only a few months ago, I think.
No,
Oh, go ahead.
I was done actually.
Oh, good. Because we have a question. Any thoughts about Angel Fire Bike Park? Yes, I have a lot of them. It's really fun. If you live in Texas, Ninja Punch, I don't know where you live, but it's a 12-hour drive from San Antonio, probably a little shorter from Austin, maybe like, I don't know, half an hour shorter. The cool thing is the lift ticket's only $50, and it's pretty massive as far as I'm aware. I've never been to Whistler, so I'm going to call it like a mini Whistler. I don't know. I had one of the best trips ever there. It was super incredible. Chris, what do you think? I know Scott hasn't been there, but you can put your thoughts in if you want, Scott.
I love that place. What's the jump trail? Boulder? Is it Boulder?
Boulder Dash.
I kept wanting to say Boulder Creek. That one's so much fun because we don't get to really jump that much here and keep jumping going downhill. So I feel like I actually got a tiny bit better at jumping. I love it. I mean, first time I went, I was actually a little intimidated because seeing a real mountain that I was going to ride down was like, I don't know. I was there alone for the most part. You know, my wife went, but I was going to meet some guys, but they weren't there. So my first trip up, I was like, this is the first time I've ever been on a lift. I see this giant mountain ahead of me. I was like, this is terrifying. But as soon as I started going down even the easy trail, best time ever. I was like, I could do this at least twice a month. Like if I lived closer, I would go there way more often. I love that place.
And Ryan, you've been there too, right?
Yes, I have. It was amazing. Look, I nerd out on this. I follow the best bike parks in America, and they always break it up. MTB Project, I think, does it, and it's always done by region. And New Mexico or Angel Fire is put up against the ones in Colorado and Utah and all that. And it is every year since I've been following it, so 3-4 years now. They're in the top 5. Usually top 3 actually. They have 2,000 feet of elevation. That's among the best, and they have more trails than any other park in their region as well. Like, I mean, really, in a lot of categories, they're only second to Whistler. I had a blast out there. I think they got something for everyone. The fact that it's the closest big bike park to us is we're pretty fortunate to have that as the closest big bike park to us. Spider Mountain excluded. Very, very lucky. I'd recommend it to anybody watching us now. It's definitely give yourself 3 days at least out there. There's that many trails.
Yeah. And Ninja Punch did say they're from San Antonio, so it's worth the drive. It's not a scenic drive or an interesting one, but it's well worth the trip.
Well worth the drive. It's pretty cheap out there. I don't think Airbnbs are that much, and the lift tickets are pretty fair.
Yeah,
and you can take your bike because if you're driving, you can obviously take your bike for all those reasons too. Seriously, give yourself 3 days. I I gave myself 3 days, but the car broke down after the second day. So,
So you just stayed.
One of the biggest bummers of my life.
That sucks.
You can always go back and redeem yourself.
It's true. It's true.
I look forward to it.
Yeah, hopefully this virus clears up, and we can all get back to doing what we want to do, right?
For real. I know Whistler's on everyone's mind for the summer, and y'all brought up a good point to me last night. I don't have a passport. I didn't even think of it.
You got to get on
I'm
that,
an idiot.
man.
Yeah, so I might be there. I don't know. We looked into getting a passport renewal. It should be possible, but everyone's under stress with this virus, so it's hard to get things in a hurry. We'll see.
Definitely try and make it happen, dude.
I got to call out this comment here. It says, "Don't be a tire hater.
Yeah, Kyle.
Don't be a keyboard warrior." Jenna Lay.
Fighting word.
I know. That's in reference to your Bontraggers, Chris. They're delightful tires.
She's on my side. It's fine. That's
I know,
not good for you.
Who is that Jenna chick? I bet her boyfriend's a total nerd.
I don't know, man, but she sure knows some stuff about tires. That's for sure.
She does. I can 100% verify her boyfriend's a complete loser.
Yeah, she's.
Here's a good question.
Great name.
Ryan. Yes, another Ryan. He speaks English.
Solid name.
I hope he drops in shreds too. If you guys ever get a chance to work on the local trails, can y'all talk about trail maintenance and all the unsung heroes that help build the cool features and keep everything maintained? That is a fantastic question and point. I don't know anything about building trails. I've never had the chance to do it. There are dig days and stuff, and I'd like to go to one. I definitely do. It just hasn't lined up with my schedule, and I do appreciate all the trail builders I've met. I know here in San Antonio, like Storm is the big one that maintains like Leon Creek, McAllister, and all that. And then I've met the guys of that crew, as they're known. I know they've done work. They do 700 acres pretty much, and they do other builds around town. Team Trail Party is another big one. I think that's more Austin. I know they do a lot of the enduros, Reveille, Flat Creek Crossing. I really appreciate what they do. I'm inspired by it because I don't know anything about it. I know Chris has recently built a berm, and
the world's smallest berm. Yes.
Yeah, and I mean, what was your experience with that? Like, it's pretty difficult, right? It looks difficult to me.
It is, especially when you don't realize that you have to hike everything in. There's no water to spray it down, so I brought one of those weed killer sprayers, 2.5 gallons. I had to hike it all down there, all the tools. Luckily, my wife came and helped out. I am going to probably put a video up of us building that, which is probably hilarious, because we don't know what we're doing. The problem was there's pine needles or something all in the dirt, and there's no way to get it all out. So we didn't know if it was going to hold, but it actually held up pretty well. But yeah, it took probably 45 minutes or so just to build maybe 3 feet of a berm that's no bigger than half a foot. But it was enough to at least make the turn usable. So I have a lot of respect for those guys that do that. I've definitely seen the offers hey, we're going to dig day, and I'm a horrible person and I've never offered my services, mainly because, like you said, I don't know what I'm doing, man. I don't want to show up and be the noob who's just slowing everyone down. But I'm always very appreciative.
Yeah, I feel like I'll be more of a liability and just be in everyone's way, trying to film stuff and put that shovel down so I can film something, and I'll go out there one of these days, hopefully, and experience it. Scott, Ryan, do you guys have any experience trail building?
No, not yet. There definitely been dig days. I was intending to go out to a couple, but it always seems like my corporate job kind of puts me on. I work Saturdays mostly, and then haven't gotten out there yet. But the goal is to get out there and learn a little bit. I definitely appreciate those guys. I don't get to ride nearly as much as I want to. Maybe if I'm lucky, once a week, once every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So hopefully I can get out there on get a half build day, half ride day, and kind of make the most of it. But those guys are awesome.
Ryan, you have anything to add?
Yeah. I guess I fall into this selfish bracket of I often feel guilty that I do way more writing than building. I definitely try to show my support financially whenever I can. I have donated to different groups when I pull up to a park and there's some sort of fee on the honor system. I always make sure I do it because I hope that money at least is partly going towards the trail maintenance. And so I suppose there's other ways to help with your wallet than actually getting out there. But I had some family that had about 200 feet of descent on some property they owned. And I went out there with the vision, kind of like Chris. I was going to build this massive trail with these massive berms, and you move 500 pounds of dirt around, and you realize that's not a lot, and you're exhausted. And on top of that, I don't know what I'm doing. So it's like I built that first berm, and I go to write it, and I'm like, this doesn't work. So all that work I just did, I have to basically undo. I guess we often don't think of the guys building them, though. So I'm glad Ryan English is keeping us honest here. And good comment.
Yeah,
for the question.
And to add to that, I hope trail builders don't hate like the content creators. I hope it's like that, a fluid relationship where like the videos that are getting made on these places get people to go to these trails, get people involved. Hopefully, I'm going to ask a trail builder one of these days, like, are we hurting or helping here? Because I am curious to know that.
If I may, I did get a question on my channel from Kevin Williams.
Yes.
Before I forget, I don't want to forget to ask his question. Any ideas for videos during this time of crazy, such as the hashtag track stand challenge? I really haven't thought much about making videos right now. I guess the only thing I'm probably going to do is the stuff right off my neighborhood. That's all I can. I don't know. I guess I could drive somewhere, but I think it would be not very smart right now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
if you can work on those trail building videos or build.
Oh yeah, I may try to actually build a ramp. I do have some extra wood, a little kicker. It may be the jankiest thing you've ever seen, and it may kill one of us. But yeah, it might get done. At least it'll be an entertaining video, hopefully.
I hope it's over an alligator pit.
I don't think we have any of those. Probably an armadillo pit out there.
Yeah. Scott, do you have any video ideas during this time?
No, so I'm finally starting work on my Arkansas video. Just went through the footage today. I'm figuring it's going to take me probably about 4 days and put it out within a week. And then I have no idea. I was thinking about trying to work on my bike, but unfortunately I can't. I mean, not like we can ride it because I'm not going to ride it, but I can't take it to a shop to fix what I mess up. But I thought about bleeding my brakes or something, man. Just, I want to learn how to work on my own bike. So who knows? Maybe I'll try something.
For sure. Bleeding brakes is kind of tough. I tried it and it didn't go well. And I went crying to Brian. He's like my side bike mechanic.
Shout out to Brian.
Closed. Yeah, thank you, Brian.
I think bleeding brakes is one of those things you have to fail at first.
Yeah.
You just got to do it. You got to fail. You got to get it over with.
I thought I was smart. I bought the brake bleeding kits. I had
me
everything.
Too.
I had the gloves. Like I was so ready. And then I did so horribly. I think I just completely ran out of the brake fluid and my brakes weren't working. So I was like, I just spent like $30 on this and it's worse than ever. So there's some things I love having the shop do, like shock service. I don't want to mess with that. But
Bicycle Sport Shop is still open, by the way, Scott. I got an email from them saying that they are going to stay open, even though they're considering themselves essential because people need transportation, which would be a bike, I guess. So if you really mess something up, you can probably drop it off with them if you want to go out.
There you go.
Yeah.
I have another question here. I'm pretty far behind on the chat here because there's so many really good questions here. So let me pull one up here. Hey, y'all. Just got into mountain biking thanks to Kyle's awesome videos. Thank you.
Shout out to Kyle.
Shout out to me. I'm awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bought a Trek 4300. It is mostly stock. Should I upgrade it or just save some money and buy a new bike? That depends. It depends how old the bike is. If it's still on 26-inch wheels and using rim brakes, I'm going to say it's not worth upgrading unless you have the money and you want to do that. I just say that because you want to future-proof your purchase in a sense. So every modern bike has disc brakes, either a 27.5 or 29-inch wheel. So it really depends. And the way I see it, if you sell your bike, even if it's upgraded heavily on the used market, you probably won't get your money back out of those upgrades. So if you're sitting on a $500 bike and you put $1,000 into it, you're still probably only going to sell it for $300 to $500 at best, hopefully. That's just my opinion. So I would say if you want to get a full suspension eventually, you can't upgrade a hardtail to full suspension. So yeah, if you want to just take your time, have fun, enjoy the bike you have currently for the next 6 months to a year while you're saving, I think it's a better investment to get something more modern or like a full suspension or something that works better for you as you progress. That's my thought.
It's a good point. I think the big question is it limiting you from what you want to do? I mean, if not, just ride it, enjoy it. If something's limiting you and you can upgrade it, then upgrade that part and it's worth it. If not, just save your money and, focus on when you need a new bike because you're being held back by the current one.
I'd also add that Trek's name brand, they're up there among the best, and all the components on that should already be name brand, should already be pretty good. So unless unless like Scott said, you're limited, I would again, I don't know your money situation, but I would put it towards just a new bike.
Yeah, I agree. I started on probably a similar bike, and I loved it. It was great. I don't think I upgraded a thing on it. I just rode it until it got me to my full suspension bike. But it's a great way to start. Make sure you're into it before you spend a ton of money on a new bike, and then you're not going to ride the thing.
Very good. Yeah, for example, I bought a Specialized rock hopper, I think in 2012. It was like $1,100 a hardtail. I rode it for, 6 months. Didn't like it. I didn't like the bike. It was a 29er, like cross-country bike. And I went to sell it on Craigslist. It was pretty nice. Like I wasn't doing any jumps or anything like I do now. And I think I got $700 for it, and it looked brand new, like no scratches, no anything. So if I had put more money into it, I don't think it would have made the bike better or increased its value at all. So yeah, I think everyone gave really good advice. So hope that helps. Hello, guys. From Jessica.
Hey, Jessica.
Is this Jessica from Reveille?
What's up, Jessica?
It is.
Oh, hey, Jessica.
We know you.
Yeah.
See ya.
Thanks for joining.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to keep up with the comments here.
We didn't anticipate that being a problem. So
yeah, we really didn't.
Yeah, I really thought no one would watch this. I was like, oh, I gotta come up with questions myself and try to talk to my friends. I don't know how to do that. This guy always leaves funny comments on my channel, so I appreciate it, dude. He says, Kyle, are you going to take your eccentric to Angel Fire? That's my hardtail. I don't think so, man. I took the Jeff C there full suspension, and it beat me up. Like I've never been that sore in my adult life. So I can't imagine not having that rear shock. Maybe if I hit the gym or something, eventually I could take it. I have a dainty little body, so I don't see.
I don't see, man. I don't know. I saw you do that rock garden at Spider Mountain on that hardtail. So,
dude, I didn't ride for like a week after that. Everything hurt.
You sure you don't want to one up yourself?
There's a lot of things you don't see behind the scenes of me, like stretching on my floor or icing my back and whatever. So
what do you think would happen if you did Boulder Dash on
I think that I could handle. I could handle that. That was pretty smooth, had some cool jumps, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. But anything over that, like for 30, 40 minutes going downhill, like over rocks,
It's not worth it.
10 years ago, I'd be like, yeah, dude, like I'm all for that, but time isn't stopping for me.
If I could add one thing, this kind of goes back to the guy's question about Angel Harbor before. If there was like one complaint of all the bike parks I've been to, is probably one of the chunkiest, rockiest bike parks. There's a good number of flow trails. Don't get me wrong, but you'll get your ass kicked out there too. So
yeah,
I would never dream of taking a hardtail down there. Also, Kyle took a hardtail down Spider of 350 feet descent, not 2,000. So
Yeah.
Yeah, never again, probably.
yeah. He says I'll never do it again. So
that was one of the best things I've ever seen. Watching you,
it was.
tackle that rock
Yeah, that's actually when I met Ryan.
Yeah,
and you like, I think almost crashed going down it, and I was just like, "What am I doing? This is stupid."
I had a little half crash at on my first attempt. So yeah. I just met you, and this guy's going down double blacks on a hardtail. I was scared of you, Kyle. Honestly,
I hope you felt scared, like because you should.
I don't want to be left in a room with this guy, man. He's gonna.
Yeah. I'll drop and shred you.
Then I got to know you, and realized it couldn't be further from the truth. So.
Yeah.
Well, wait till he starts climbing Spider Mountain instead of just riding the lift, but still paying the full price because that's Cobra Kyle right there.
Dude, it's gonna happen.
Dang, I was gonna say if it saves me $50, I'll do one run up that, and that's it.
I think they still make you pay even if you're just gonna climb up it, which is crazy.
I've heard.
You gotta pay something. Yeah. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I heard you could pay like $15, I think, and ride up it. But
I might get better at climbing then. Save some money.
That can lead me into a topic I had prepared. What if you had an e-bike?
Oh.
Yeah, but actually it would work there because I wouldn't want to lift the e-bike onto the lift, but if I was riding up, then yeah, oh Lord, don't get me started on those e-bikes. I want one.
No, go ahead. That was the leading question.
Well, I rode one again a couple weekends ago at McAllister Park, which you really don't need one there, but that's where the guy I was riding his bike took me. So I was like, fine, no problem. And we rode like 20 miles, no problem. I still burned even probably more calories according to my Apple Watch. I don't know how accurate it is, but yeah, it's great. I love it. And he wants to sell me that bike and I don't have the money and it's killing me. It's a very nice bike. Now it's full carbon, so I mean I don't really go too crazy, but I'll take it, for the huge deal he was giving me.
Chris, would you ever ride another bike though if you got an e-bike?
Yeah, probably, because there is you don't really always need the e-bike. The e-bike I picture being great for taking like out of town, especially going to like Bentonville. I could ride everything as opposed to I rode as much as I could and I'd be worn out and then go home. I can just go crazy.
Mm-hmm. It would have been great in Bentonville.
I'm probably going to rent one when I go to Bentonville next, just for one day, just so I can see as much as possible, then jump on my bike the next day. But I'd love to have one. I'm sure, I'm not even looking at the chat right now, but I'm sure someone's going to call me a loser or, just hurry up and pedal. But I think they have their place. I'd always keep my regular bike though, too.
Nice, Ryan. Ryan called you a loser in the chat, Chris.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. Well, it's all right. At least
Someone
I'll keep up on
it.
climbs, That way I might actually be ahead of Kyle on climbs in that case.
You would.
Yeah.
This means that, Ryan, we can never see you on an e-bike.
Oh, yeah. I just shot myself in the foot.
You did. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on them? Have you ridden one? Would you want to?
Yeah, I'll just grab onto the back of y'all's. That's fine. I've never ridden one. I definitely want to just check it off my bucket list, right? But again, Nick, I'm afraid I'll get hooked. That it'll.
They are bike crack.
Yeah, and that'll. Then that'll lead me to being broke, flat broke again, and fat probably because I won't be getting any exercise then.
Well, I'm already there, so let's do it.
Well, I'm borderline, so fatter. We'll say that. But I mean, they look fun, right? And like again, it goes back to like this is all just about having fun. There's no right or wrong way to do it. If you want to go out there on an e-bike and so you can ride downhill more.
Mm-hmm.
if you got a problem with that, well, you're probably not going to be able to catch me. So
apparently the best thing they say to do with an e-bike, or at least I've been told what to do with an e-bike, is start on the low power initially. So you burn your energy quicker, and then you're like, all right, now I'm tired. I'm going to bump it up, because the guy that I ride with, he rides one exclusively pretty much. And he was like, if you start on the high power, when you start getting tired, the bike's going to feel heavy as could be at that point, because of course it'll wear down quicker too, but start at like low, work up to medium. You can bump it up on climbs and stuff, but it's a lot of fun. It's too much fun.
It is. I disagree. I think you just put it in turbo and go.
Yeah. But see, if you're going to Bentonville and you want to ride all day, you better conserve that battery, because that thing is heavy as could be when it dies.
Yeah. You just get 2 e-bikes.
Or just another battery. I mean, I hear the battery's like $1,000 though.
You can get like a utility belt with extra batteries like Batman.
Yeah.
You're good to go. Scott, you haven't ridden an e-bike, right?
No. I'm all for bikes that get more people on the trails. I don't see an issue with it. I'm kind of with Ryan or Lifted Adventures in the comments. I might like it more than my own bike. But, I mean, the only thing that would concern me is, it being a bit heavier and maybe messing with like jumping and dropping, which, of course, is the stuff I like to do most. But after watching Kyle's awesome video on it, it kind of swayed me a little bit. So I would definitely try one if I got a chance. I'm not going to go out of my way to ride one. But it's nice to know they're there, because I plan on riding for a very long time also. And, there's a lot of really good points to be made for, people who might not be able to ride an analog bike as well, get out on the trails and get some really good rides in. So I'll try one eventually.
Very cool. Very cool. I don't mean to skip some questions, but I gotta bring something in here really quick. Matt showed up. 4 guys, 2 handsome, 1 stood
Who's the handsome?
in Austin. Yeah, that math doesn't add up either. What's the last guy? But Matt, thanks for being here, man. I thanked you earlier for showing me the StreamYard, my new favorite duck friend. This program is pretty cool, so I'm enjoying it. Also, he just hit 7,000 subscribers. Congratulations to you, man.
Congrats, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, your videos are always very enjoyable and humorous, and
Agreed.
I will be watching as long as you're making them. And we'll have to bring you on here one of these days.
And he rides a pretty nice e-bike, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Looks so good.
Yeah. I think it's a Scott, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it is. I think I saw an Instagram post with it. Look nice.
Yeah, for sure. He's got a Yeti now too, the SB 100, and the man's got some nice bikes. So
what do we have more questions from our from our viewers?
We do,
because I have one. If not,
Ryan, go ahead and ask your question. We're
already on the topic. What's a dream bike for y'all? Other than an e-bike, Chris.
I'll keep it analog. I'm actually looking for a new bike this year, possibly. And the top pick right now is the Norco Optic, and it's completely different than what I currently ride. It's a 29er with like 125 mil of travel in the back, 140 in the front. It's only carbon, which I don't like. I want an aluminum bike, but apparently they don't make an aluminum bike optic yet. I hope they do. I reached out to Norco for comment. They did not respond. I sent them like 3 messages about it, and they must have seen my videos. Like, I'm not responding to this guy.
They might be watching, right?
They're like, oh, we need to silence this guy. He's giving away industry secrets or something. But yeah, like the Norco Optic looks super cool. And then if I don't go with that, I'm looking at the nuke-proof reactor trail bike. So the common theme here is I'm looking for a bike with less travel than I currently have, because I think I might have too much travel.
What do you have now?
150 in the front and rear. And we're talking like 10 millimeter difference here. So I'm like, it might make me slightly faster on climbs or more steezy on berms and ripping it around the parking lot or something. But I mean, it's all in our heads, right? Scott, do you have a dream bike, or do you already own it?
It's such a corny thing to say, but I think I own it.
No.
It's the only mountain bike I've ever ridden, except I rode yours for about 10 minutes. I don't know any better. It rides awesome. It's a lot of fun. I don't know what else I would get. So my bike's awesome.
Christopher.
Oh.
Christopher.
Might as well. I guess I'm not a bike nerd. I purposely don't look at too many bikes because I really can't afford a new bike right now. So for me, the only dream bike I can think of is that Specialized Levo or whatever he's trying to sell me. But sure is nice. That I don't know. Other than that, I'm going to start looking maybe later this year, but I don't plan to buy a new bike for a while, unfortunately. Boring answer. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's all right. Ryan, you got one?
Yeah, but it doesn't exist. I'd like to. In other words, I'd like to build my own bike one day. I'd build a downhill bike, with the dual crown suspension and all that. I don't know where I would ride it out here, but I think it'd be cool to build a downhill bike. And those bikes are way more than enduro across the country. So the only way I'm probably ever going to own a downhill bike would be to build it myself. And that'd be great too, because I think building it would then make me feel comfortable to do any sort of maintenance on my bike because you basically already put it together.
Yeah.
I want to make a bike. So.
I hope you do.
Yeah. Wink.
Dang it! Sorry, I'm scrolling through the chat here, like trying to keep up with the questions and comments, and it's quite overwhelming.
We could do a rapid fire.
We'll bring one up here. Is everyone still riding with the restrictions, staying local or driving place? Jessica's staying more local. I rode yesterday downtown to kind of check it out, see what it was like. Fortunately, San Antonio has a good paved trail system, and I actually live like right down the street from the entrance to one of them, and it goes straight into downtown. So it's like 11 miles from my house to downtown without touching any roads with cars on it. So it's like super safe. I'm trying to stay as safe as possible because I don't want to end up in a hospital and make this whole situation worse. Because I fell off my bicycle or whatever, You don't
want to be Cobra COVID?
No, not at all. And just, there's so many people in the hospital right now trying to get treatment for a virus that seems like there's no end in sight. But, I don't want to be that guy showing up.
Taking up space.
Because I hurt my toe or whatever, like trying to endo or something. So I might just keep riding like around my neighborhood, keeping it safe, but not taking risks like I normally would until this is all over, and then getting back to whatever kind of riding I do. What do you guys think?
Not me. I'm not going anywhere. I have no spleen, so I have to be extra careful. Definitely don't want to risk getting anything, so I'm staying put right here.
You were born with a spleen, right?
Yeah, it exploded it.
Okay.
He's lean, mean, and has no spleen.
It's in New Jersey right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
In a jar somewhere? Or...
Somewhere.
Yeah.
What's left of it?
Yeah. Chris, Ryan, are you guys riding currently?
I have not been on the bike since... maybe over a week now. But when I do, I'll just probably ride around my neighborhood. I've been here 10 years. Somehow I've not really known that there is some kind of cool downhill stuff. Like 2 minutes away, I just jump on the bike and ride right over there. It's kind of on this land that's not really legal for riding on, but it's not a big deal because nobody's currently living there other than the neighborhood they're building there. But yeah, I'm very lucky to have that. I have trails that I can go ride that not too many people know about, or for all I know, very few people know about it. So I'm just going to do that. Yeah, I guess you could come out here now too. Just don't park at my neighborhood pool.
I'm going to park at your house.
Yeah, you can park at my house and go ride
Yes.
if you really
I
want.
want to play those. I'd rather play those arcades, honestly.
Yeah, I can't.
Are they 6 feet apart?
No, they are certainly not. This room is too small, and I have 4 of them in here now.
I'm going to need you to space them out before I come over and lay down some hand sanitizer and stuff for me.
Yeah.
Gloves.
Yeah. Ryan, are you riding?
I want to. I really, really, really want to, especially talking about it all night, right?
Yeah.
Which I looked at. I didn't read it thoroughly, but I did look at the shelter-in-place rules that they just put in effect here in Austin, and it does. I believe it still said it's okay to go outside and exercise for exercise. So that would be riding your bike outside, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. It just part of me though has also just felt like it's still kind of wrong, right? Maybe it's against what we're trying to do right now. I think I can hold out for a few more days, and we'll see. Especially like this weekend when I really got nothing to do. And the weather's this weekend was easy because the weather was terrible, but it's gonna be really hard. I'll probably here the next day or two at least just get on the bike and ride around my neighborhood.
You gotta stay fit.
I need something. Yeah, I gotta get outside. But yeah, I think I can make it maybe another week or two without being on the trails, and then I'm just gonna say screw it, Because again, I don't think it's against the rules. I don't want anybody to get in trouble hearing me, so don't use that on any basis to make any decisions. That goes for anything I've said tonight. Actually, that precursor. Do not make any decisions on what I say based off of what I say.
We are not health experts, any of us.
Yeah. Nor do we have any money, so don't go make a mistake and try to sue us later.
Yeah. There's no YouTube money here. Like,
yeah.
I get that question a lot. Like, oh, you must do pretty good for yourself with that YouTube money. I'm like, no. It's actually quite sad. Like, I don't know why I do this. It's fun. I like it. So don't try to rob me. I don't have toilet paper stockpiled at my house. So just want to get that out there. Here's a good suggestion. That, or we can bring back the Hoppo beater videos. That was like 2 years ago, I think. I jumped on that bandwagon. I made one of those videos. It was absolutely terrible because I can't bunny hop very well, but I still have that bunny hop stick. It's in my garage, and I don't think I've touched it in 2 years, but I wouldn't mind getting it back out. We can challenge each other, see who has the highest bunny hop.
I'm down.
I might as well not show up. I don't think I can really even bunny hop hardly at all.
We'll get Chris a pogo stick.
There you go.
I don't think I'm going to do any better than Chris, but I'll more than willing to make a fool of myself. So
all right, we'll have to make that video when this is over, and I'd like to see that. Let me scroll through the comments here. I'm way behind, and this is
our buddy Dan is here.
Is he?
What up, Dan? Shout out to Dan.
Yeah, how you doing, Dan? Let's see.
Dan killed it in Bentonville.
He did. He kills it everywhere he goes. Super cool guy, very good rider.
Jessica's going to come to the bunny hop challenge.
Yeah. I invite all to the bunny hop challenge.
Hey, and to shut up and ride, thanks. That's a nice comment. We were happy to do this. We needed this as much as you.
Yeah, I appreciate it,
Absolutely.
man.
Oh, Chris's fan says e-bikes are the bee's knees.
They sure are. She only rode the road version, but we had a great time on those too. We rented some for free one time and just tried them out.
Yeah, the Trek ones, right?
Yeah, I think one of us had a Specialized and one had a Trek, and they were both fun. I think the Trek was a little faster though.
Yeah. I rode that. I think it's called the Super Commuter. I was at a bike shop once, and the guy's like, "You want to go ride these e-bikes with me?" And I was like, "Sure, dude." And we were just doing like 30 miles an hour in a neighborhood on these like beach cruiser looking bikes. It was really fun.
I'm sure we rode them illegally in Austin because we were on one of the paved paths, but it was raining and nobody was out there, so whatever. Except for the guy who broke his hip, but we were able to help because we had an e-bike. We can get back and get the ambulance to him quicker. So there you go.
Exactly. This comment or this statement brings up a good point. E-bikes are great for couples or friends who want to ride together, but are at different levels of fitness.
True.
That is an amazing point. Oh, I'm trying to catch up on these comments. I'm sorry if I skip any. Let's see. Bunny hop challenge accepted. Okay. Jessica's in. Everyone sees it. There we go. They were closing down hiking trails in LA because people weren't maintaining the 6-foot rule. So get
Yeah, you better get out there,
You
Ryan.
can.
Yeah.
Hurry, Ryan.
They'll probably still be there when this is over. You know,
I see a question here from Ryan English about what do each of you like to do when you're not riding bikes, like other hobbies. I don't know much about. I know you guys, but I don't know what else you guys do outside of riding usually.
I'm heavy into arcades, Chris.
You are. What a coincidence! Who would have known,
bro?
Yeah. Well, Chris, do you want to go first? I think I can guess.
Yeah, I got a couple. I used to play video games here and there, but I had the most fun playing video games in the 90s in arcades, and Arcade 1-Up started making these little cabinets, and I immediately was like, okay, I've been waiting for this forever. I've kept old computers around. I ended up buying them, and they didn't sell any of the ones I really wanted, maybe other than the Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet. So my plan was I'm going to buy them, and I'm going to turn them into what I want and what I know they're probably not going to sell anytime soon, and that's what I've been doing, and I have another channel about it, and I even buy the art kits and like reskin them and put computers inside of them. It's a very expensive hobby, like one of my several expensive hobbies now. And my other hobby that I really enjoy in the summertime when it's too hot to go ride is jet skiing. I have a couple jet skis, and I really love doing that. I shouldn't even say it, but we may sneak out since we're not technically in San Antonio. Oh, there it is, Killer Arcade Games. We may sneak out and go jet ski one day this week, because we're only going to be the two of us, and that's it on the lake. Nobody's going to be near us. I don't feel irresponsible, but I also don't want to look like a jerk out there, so we'll see what happens.
You're on a jet ski. You already look like a jerk.
Yeah. So there you go.
It's default. And while I have your channel pulled up here, like it's actually very good. I don't know a whole lot about what you're talking about half the time. But they're at least entertaining, and I enjoy watching them. I grew up playing Super Nintendo and even N64, that era. So I mean, you've got some videos on those style games, but more the arcade-based version. So I watch the videos. Sometimes I comment. I don't know what I'm saying, but
I appreciate it. You can say whatever you want. It's nice to get a comment.
All right, I'm just trolling you out there. Let's go to Ryan. What other hobbies you got? I don't even know, honestly.
I don't know either. It's a great question.
Enlighten us.
Is watching mountain bike videos on YouTube a hobby?
Might as well be, I guess. Yeah,
it could be.
I have a fiance. So a lot of my time and energy goes to that. Planning a wedding and all that. I feel like I was doing a lot of that before this pandemic happened. I definitely like to cook and eat. I'm a big sports fan. I like watching a lot of sports. Honestly, I really like to sit on the couch and do nothing, and sports is a good way to make you feel like you're not just wasting away. And then it comes to work. I like tools, doing handyman work and all that too. That's about it. I guess I guess my cat now. I'm a cat dad now, so
congratulations.
Been trying to teach her some tricks and stuff like that. So
we actually have taught our cat to sit pretty for treats. So she's actually sitting right over there. I'm glad she didn't hear the T word, but she'll sit pretty.
I've taught my cat how a whistle. I do a whistle and she runs in because she knows she's about to get some food. My fiance first said she's not a dog. She's not going to do that, but you give them enough food and they'll figure it out.
Anything.
Oh yeah.
Very cool. Scott, how about you, man?
So just want to say, shut up and ride. Thanks for coming in, man. Good night. Get some sleep. Appreciate you coming in, man. Your cool comments. I've played guitar. I've been playing guitar in bands since I've been about 13 years old. Right now I don't have a band, but I'm recording an album. So I spend a lot of my time doing, aside from riding, cooking. My girlfriend Taylor Dorothy, she was on here before. Spend a lot of my time with her. And then my job, I'm corporate training for an energy efficient window company full time. So definitely have my hands full.
Wow.
Nice.
And surfing whenever I can. But
surfing.
Living in Texas makes it difficult.
Just a little bit. See, I didn't know the surfing. I knew the other stuff, but not the
surfing.
I too am a musician in a former life. I was a drummer since like I was like 7 or 8. Did that for 20 some years. Kind of got out of it when I started biking more, and I didn't have time for both. I gave up. I used to drink alcohol. I stopped doing that. So the music scene and drinking kind of goes hand in hand, it seems like. So I think I just kind of quit. I still play at home. I got some guitar posters here and here, so I dabble in guitar a little bit. Yeah, I like cars too. Like,
sorry, I have to interject. I'm going to make sure that we put up a video of us playing together, Kyle. So
I would
that's
love
going to
that.
happen eventually.
I have a little music area set up. So anytime you want to come down, I have a spare bed too, right back here, man.
Dude, I'm coming over. We're going to put the band back together. Chris is going to play bass. Ryan's going to sing. It's going to be awesome. Texas Trail Snakes.
Yes, and that's the name.
You don't want. Did you say me?
You're the singer, Ryan.
No, you don't want
you
that.
Got that voice. You're like, yeah.
Like Creed.
Yeah. Oh, man. And then Kyle, you're into cars. You got the Miata.
Yeah, I bought a Mazda Miata as my only car. Not the most rational decision. I was actually looking at vans and stuff because that's what you do when you mountain bike and make YouTube videos. But I don't know. I couldn't find one in my price range. I've always wanted a Miata. I bought it. It's amazing. I don't regret it.
It's such an awesome car, dude. I don't fit in it. I can't even.
He doesn't. Yeah. I drove it to Arkansas, which was pretty fun, and then I took Scott, Ryan, and Taylor for a ride in it. And it was very comical seeing Scott in it.
Not all at once, obviously.
Not all at once, yeah. Well,
okay.
I was like, get in line.
Yeah. I felt like I didn't have an inch to spare in there.
Yeah, Ryan was pretty cramped too.
Scott's 2 inches taller than me, so I can only imagine that.
I felt like the Simpsons guy, the super tall guy in a little car.
I remember when you made that reference, like, this guy gets it. He knows what's up.
Well, if you ever want to meet Cobra Kyle, you'll probably be able to spot him out in the wild because he's probably the only Miata that has a mountain bike on the back of it.
Yes.
Or a fat bike sometimes. That's always funny to see a fat bike on the Miata.
Hey, Chris, I got a question for you. These two guys had no idea, and maybe I'm just an idiot, but in reference to how like dead downtown is now, right? Like nobody's there. If I said it's Christmas, you could still City Hall. Would you know what reference that is? What movie?
No.
Okay.
I know a lot of movie references too.
Wait, let's see if anybody in the comments knows. Write it out if you know.
Let's see.
Not yet.
Crickets.
It's Christmas. You could still City Hall.
By the
way, is it Home Alone or something?
Can't be Home Alone. Around that same time, it was Die Hard with a Vengeance. Where he grabs the kid.
I really only know the first Die Hard very well. Like that's it.
Well,
I was gonna say Die Hard too, but I knew it wasn't the first one at least.
This is a different discussion, but that's the best Die Hard. So.
Whoa!
Uh-oh.
Live Free or Die Hard.
Is that the second one?
The third one, the one with Sam Jackson in it.
Wasn't the second one just called Die Hard 2?
Yeah.
How many are there? There's like 5 or 6 now, right?
3 good ones, and then I think like 3 crappy ones.
I think there's 5 total, or I don't know. I could be way off. I don't really know what I'm talking about.
Get to Dying Hard. I don't know. This went off the rails with that.
Yeah. Sorry. That's my fault.
Dang, no one guessed it either. No one guessed it. Okay, I'm finally catching up on the chat here. Almost. Here's a fun question that's not biking related. Kyle, dream car.
Wipe Miata.
I already own it. I have small dreams because they're not that expensive. I don't know. I mean, I could sit here and talk all night about cars I like and would want. Dang. I don't know. I'm gonna have to come back to it. I don't know. Do you guys have like a car you're into? I don't know if you are into cars or.
If anything, I'm more into having a truck because I have one for work and they're just so useful, you know. but they don't get the best mileage, especially. I mean, my new one gets much better mileage than my old Tundra did, but still, you're going to be paying a little bit more.
I am not a car guy at all. I'm the guy with a bike on the back of it that costs twice as much as the car that's on. So
that's a fair goal.
Yeah, I have a nice car, but yeah.
Yeah, not a car guy. I mean, probably any car that I would want, there's no way I could afford like something really fancy. So I'd just say right now, Tesla with a nice bike rack, black on black.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the sake of not having a better answer, I'm going to go with a Datsun 240Z, or like the original Z car. They're going up in price, which is unfortunate because I'll probably never own one because a nice one, they're getting ridiculously priced. Well, not ridiculously. I mean, it's worth it. It's a cool car. That's my answer for now.
Is that a Paul Newman car?
Maybe.
I don't know. I know that because I listened to a podcast, Adam Carolla podcast, and he always talks about his Paul Newman cars, and I swear he's mentioned the Datsun 240Z.
Okay. It probably is. I heard you react when I said that. You're like,
Yes, I know. Well, first thing I'm thinking is like that is probably not what most people expected. They're probably like, oh, I like a Ferrari or a Viper, or something. I don't know, cars.
Yeah, like every car I want, like that I dream about, is like $10,000 or less.
That's a good thing though, because you can actually buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's even more expensive of a hobby than mountain biking. So, if I ever stop mountain biking because I'm old and decrepit, like maybe then I'll start tinkering with cars. Who knows? Ryan gets it, not drops and shreds. Ryan English gets it. Miatas are the best. I just sold mine, and he misses it, and I understand why, because it's absolutely incredible. I hope you get another one.
Yeah, he said there are races. Would you ever race yours, Kyle?
I honestly, I saw that. Probably not, just because it is my daily driver, and I don't know. I wouldn't know how to fix it. Like I said, I think it's expensive, probably. So if my job keeps going and no one gets laid off or whatever, I want to look into a project car eventually for that purpose, like $5,000 or less. And it's crazy because I can get a car probably cheaper than some of the bikes we've talked about tonight.
Yeah,
it's not
especially the e-bikes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's definitely not the same experience, but I mean, if you're into cars, like, it's amazing. You can spend more on a bicycle than a car, and so.
I'm gonna let my cat out of the room before she becomes a problem. I'll be right back.
Okay. Do you need me to mute your mic? Are you gonna like yell at her or something?
No. I'm just gonna open the door.
Okay. Guys, I can't believe this. It's been an hour and 38 minutes, and there's still 19 people in here. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, big thanks to everybody that showed up.
For real. This is a smashing success.
Yeah, this is we're about 4 times what we thought we'd get. So
yeah, I thought my mom was just gonna be hanging out in here, like, oh, you boys.
Maybe
she doesn't talk like that.
Maybe it's also just a sign of how sad the times are that people are tuning into the 4 of us to hear us talk.
There literally must be nothing else going on.
Right now. So we're thank you for showing up, and we're sorry, guys, that you have nothing better to do.
Right.
Shout out to everybody in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, look, my boy Dan is in here. We already knew that, but he said a Civic EG hatch all-wheel drive conversion with a bigger turbo than my face, and I knew that we'd talked about it before. So that is a cool car. I gotta get off cars because no one actually looks like a lot of people care. There's some people commenting about it, so very cool. Well, cool. I think I caught up on all the questions from the viewers. So, is there anything you guys want to talk about? I think. Oh, I had a question. What's everyone's worst bike-related injury?
I actually have a picture ready because we talked about this. It's not bad. It's the funny thing. Like, of course it refreshed. Hold on. It's not like I have terrible crashes. Thankfully, I'm very happy to have not much to show here.
Show it all.
Hold on, I'm getting there. So when I first met Eric from No Front Brakes, we went to Flat Creek Crossing Ranch. And at that time, I didn't wear pads. I didn't wear anything. I was I wore a helmet, but I was too cool for school, apparently. And right after this, I went and bought pads because it would have stopped all of this. I just, stupid crash. I think I grabbed my front brake by accident going off like a little rock, not a drop, but just a little 1 foot drop down. And I don't know, I completely lost it. Ended up sliding across a bunch of loose rock. Hopefully this picture shows up. It's not even that bad, but like that right there,
hurt,
deep gash,
yeah.
Yeah, that hurt for a couple days, and actually for like 2 weeks. My leg was like swollen, and I thought the best thing to do was, I'm going to be a man. I'm going to go home and I'm going to get that hydrogen peroxide out. And I dumped it all over it, and I was freaking out. I was like banging my head against the shower wall, like that was a horrible idea.
Oh,
but thankfully that's my word. Yeah, no, it didn't.
Ryan, how about you, man?
There's probably a lot. I've had some really bad strawberries, like Chris right there. But I think the worst one's gotta be when I broke my hand. I did it at of all places in Whistler on A-line, actually. So I got that story to tell, I guess. I'm gonna pull up the X-ray. I don't know if we're gonna be able to see it, but
you go. You can see it.
The cracks, yeah. So it was 2 fingers. Anyways, one straight through. The worst part is it ended my Whistler trip abruptly and sooner than I had hoped. But
sorry, bud.
Yeah, I got back and I didn't. Which also tried traveling from Canada back to Austin, Texas, with a broken hand, all the luggage and stuff. It's not fun. And but I get back here and I wait like a week or two, and it's still swollen. So I go see a doctor finally and got that X-ray. And he's like, "Yeah, it's going to take at least 5 weeks to heal." I go, "Well, you guys told me it's going to take at least 6 weeks." I go, "Well, I got a trip in less than 5 weeks back to Utah." He goes, "Well, good luck." And I get to there and I go up into, I don't know, it was something with the elevation. I'm in Utah at Deer Valley, and my hand just ballooned up. The broken hand. Again, I hadn't done anything to it. Was pretty careful with it, and I didn't know if I should ride. But nothing was going to stop me. So I got up to the mountain and I just gripped it. I just gripped my handles, and it didn't hurt too bad. And I think from pounding, for 5 straight hours, it made all the swelling go away and everything was fine. So I would have been real pissed. I would have been real pissed if I had missed that trip too because of it. But the crash wasn't that bad. I turned around for half a second to see if my friend was okay. We'd just come off the rock drop, if anybody's familiar with the A-line, and he was doing it for the first time. I had to look back for a half second, kind of roll off the trail for barely, and tumble over at half speed. And it was just the way I put my hand down. Snap. Of course, my GoPro falls off of me and lands in a way where you can see it on me, basically like writhing in pain and moaning, and just the ultimate shame, And of course, you have that fun ride down where you're just one hand on the bar, and it was, anyways, sorry.
You just know your trip's over.
Yeah. I couldn't grip the bar, but what I think Kyle should go first because I know what Scott's is.
I have too many, bro.
Yeah, I guess one comes to mind. I was like 30 before I had my mountain bikes. I used to be a road biker, and then for my 30th birthday, I bought myself a BMX because I'm an idiot. And I took it to the skate park with my brother, and he was just like standing there watching. And you're not used to having pegs, sticking out 3-4 inches off your axle. So I was going for like a Euro gap. I think that's what they're called, Euro step up or something like that. Am I right, Scott?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No. Yeah. It's called a Euro. You're just gonna have to trust me here. But there's like an A-frame ramp going to it, which had a rail in the middle. I was just like booking it, and my peg caught the rail support as I was going up this A-frame.
Oh,
so
that's like worse, bro.
Abruptly stopped and just sent me like flying straight to my wrist. and at the time it hurt, and I was like, oh, I'm fine. I was driving home, and then my hand just started like ballooning up, like to the grossest proportions.
Oh.
So I went to the ER. They X-rayed it, said, oh, it's fine. It's just like, a bad hit. It's the blood just needs to drain out of there. Just keep living your life, doing what you do. And at the time I was drumming in a band. So I was out there drumming and stuff, playing shows. And then like after like 3 weeks, I was like, this pain is not going away. And I went back and saw them and like did another X-ray. They're like, oh, you fractured it in 2 places. Like, you should have had a cast on this whole time. I was like, oh, fucking great. And like, so they didn't put a cast on when they should have. And luckily, look at that. It just popped, but it's fine. So I'm alive.
You're still good.
Yeah. So I hope that is the worst I ever have. And I just keep landing everything. What about you, Scott?
Yeah.
Define worst. So probably worst is my spleen. I fell from about 15 feet up onto my side in New Jersey. Blew it up. I'll spare you guys the gory details, but definitely ended up in surgery. Woke up during surgery. That was the second time I woke up during surgery. Couple other bad ones. I have an AC separation where my shoulder's not attached to my collarbone anymore. Looks really gross. I don't think.
Should you show it?
Yes. Yeah.
Let's see it.
Is everyone okay? Let me. Is everyone okay seeing that in the comments?
Anybody who's squeamish, definitely.
Well, I mean, if you don't want to see it, just look away for half a second.
Oh yeah, I guess that could work too. I was trying to. That's actually not too bad.
Yeah.
I just heard Christine scream downstairs.
I think I heard her.
Hey, what's up, Christine? I'll tell her you say hi. She says hi back.
What's up, Christine?
No, a couple other weird ones. The inside of my feet are purple permanently from trying to learn 360s and spraining my ankles a million times. I have a cow's ligament in one knee from a torn ACL I got reconstructed. The other one's torn right now, so I got to be careful with that. Couple broken bones. They only got knocked out once, luckily. Yeah, my body's a war zone. So you guys are lucky.
Any sign of slowing down?
No, never.
Exactly.
Never.
I like that.
Some people in the I'm sorry, did I cut you off, Scott?
No, I was gonna say some people are sharing their injuries. So we got a broken thumb here.
I mean, honorable mention to Dan and Jenna, but I think James takes the cake here. Although it wasn't him, and his buddy took a 10-foot fall at Seguin.
Sometimes it's just worse seeing someone else crash, like your friend.
Yeah,
I've seen that a few times. I've seen other people go down, and it's just like, oh, what do I do? Are they dead?
Yeah, I'm no medic. I'm not any help other than like, oh, you doing all right? Cool.
That's my first reaction. Is like, I just saw a guy die, and I don't know what to do. And Seguin Bike Park. That's a fantastic place. Dan, I know for a fact that the story Dan's telling here was at Seguin. He told me about that. So it's not as dangerous as these guys are making it sound. It's a great place. You should go there. Other Ryan, let's see, split his knee open at City Park in the 90s. Nice. Had to walk my bike the rest of the way, return the rental, and then go get stitches.
No.
In that order. I would have kept the rental bike and then returned it after the stitches. Jenna, I rode a bike into a parked car when I was 7. Nice. It took almost 20 years for me to attempt riding again, thanks to Cobra Kyle's encouragement. And you're doing a fantastic job.
Hey, Kyle, real quick, can I answer a question?
You can.
I'll James asked how tall I am, and asked if being tall, it kind of inhibits me from riding the way I want to. It did on a BMX bike. I'm 6'3". It's always been a struggle to feel comfortable on a BMX. Like I said, I've only ridden one mountain bike in my entire life, but this is an extra large Diamondback 5C, like I said. And I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes I almost feel like it might be a little too long. So definitely check the sizing chart on Diamondbacks. And if you're 6'4", an XL or whatever size frame it is probably going to be perfect for you. So I definitely recommend it. Bottom bracket's kind of low as well. So I feel like I'm in the bike. I don't feel like I'm kind of over the bike. So hopefully that helps. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tall guy problems.
I know. And Scott, my advice to you is we'll go back to talking about upgrades really quick is you need a longer dropper post.
Yes, I do.
I know. I tell you that every time and I'm sorry.
I'm going to get
I think that'll just open things up for you. It's going to blow your mind. Let's see. Any questions we have?
I think we should all do the Brady Bunch thing where we all look at each other in the boxes. Like oh, look, it's Kyle. Yeah.
Hey, Scott. Okay.
Okla OTB, Okla OTB said I won the injury challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think, was it a contest?
Yes, and it was hard won. So thank you guys.
I don't know,
I
man.
would have
My
made
leg
something
is pretty bad.
Ninja, man, you should maybe invest in a new helmet if you're getting multiple concussions.
Yeah.
Dang. Yeah.
Maybe get one of those like neck things too that the really pro guys wear. I don't know anything about that.
I mean, I say that as a little bit of a joke, but helmets do get compromised. One bad crash can compromise it. And I'm sure they're going to hate this, but if it's a Cali, I know because I've done it with Cali, they will replace it for free or for like a heavy discount, like 99% discount. You get a one-time deal. So if you bought a new Cali, there's a process you have to fill out a form, but you send it back to them and they let you pick out a new one. I think they actually gave me like a $100 voucher for a new helmet. So.
That's awesome.
That's a really good program because
I doubt they're the only one, but I know Cali is.
I don't know of any others. I need to look into that because helmets are expensive, or at least good ones or whatever, and the industry recommends you replace it after every crash.
That gets expensive, but
and it's a hard sell. If you're spending $100-$200 on a helmet, you can crash the first day you get it. It's like, am I out $200 now? It's
also maybe to Ninja, and I might be saying this to myself, but maybe just take it easy. If you're
rowdy within reason, Brian.
If you're getting multiple concussions. I don't have a lot to protect, so it's probably all right.
That's not true. All right, guys, I'm going to say we got 8 minutes left. I'm going to cut this off at 2 hours.
Hey, Scott, I wanted to tell you this. I have a friend, actually a future family member who says she's an anesthesiologist. She said there's less than a 1% chance for you to have woken up in surgery.
Really? It happened twice. Both.
I was about to tell her that. I was like, oh no, I'm going to just let him say it.
That's wow. That's interesting. I wonder if it's something about me specifically.
Do you have red hair?
No.
Okay, Christine was asking me that. She's like, apparently that's a thing that like redheads do more. And I was like, I don't know. I never really asked. I don't know if he has red hair.
No. Yeah, no, I wonder what the deal is. I'm actually kind of afraid. That's why I don't want to get my other ACL fixed, or I said no to my shoulder. I don't want to wake up again. I will. Okay. I mean, I will if I have to, but I don't want to.
Yeah. That's a scary thought.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the anesthesiologist should do a better job with you, right?
You know what's crazy? I actually warned him, or I warned the doctor.
The second time?
Yeah, for my spleen, which is the second surgery I had. And I was like, I wake up during surgery. And he was like, oh, you're not going to wake up this time. And I was like, I hope not. Next thing you know, I'm like, yeah, it was rough.
Well, it's a fine line between asleep and dead. So you'd probably rather wake up than die.
Dude, I'm so appreciative, man. I would definitely rather wake up than die.
I mean, now the second time, they didn't really have a lot of time because it was kind of like emergency surgery, right? They didn't really have time to prep and like.
Yeah, it was about 2.5, I guess about 2.5. I don't know if this is correct. Time was definitely kind of a blur. But when I ruptured my spleen, I waited about half an hour before I drove myself to the hospital because I didn't know what was going on. They CAT scanned my head and neck first, and then CAT scanned my stomach, if I remember correctly. and they didn't do surgery in that hospital. When they found out it was my spleen, I had to wait for a helicopter, be airlifted. They infused blood into me. And then when I finally hit the table, they said I was blue. And I was like, I wake up during surgery. And the guy was like, yeah, don't worry, kid.
Sure you do.
And I woke up.
Another guy wanted drugs.
Yeah, right.
The double dose. So you're a drug addict is what you're saying.
All right, I hope she's still watching. So,
is her name Marie?
Yeah, it's Marie.
Oh, not to
Hi, Marie.
Sorry, Marie. I didn't mean to expose you, but she just put. I'm curious what your story is. So
That's what
I assume
happened.
that was her.
Marie, you can probably talk to him in a couple months.
Hi. This is so cool. I can pull these comments up so easily. Again, thank you to Matt for showing me this. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Bontrager does crash replacement. I think Giro does as well.
Gyro.
I don't know how it's pronounced. I've heard it said different ways.
Yeah.
I like Gyro.
I've heard Giro. I've never heard Gyro, though.
Good thing Chris always wears his Bontrager helmet.
Yeah, I forgot it was a Bontrager. You know, that sponsorship life, you know. I'm not really sponsored. That'd be great, but I'm not.
I just like to say.
I don't even think I'm like somehow big time.
You are big time, man.
Yeah.
Don't doubt yourself.
Young men are the hardest to keep down.
So I know she's talking about kind of obviously under, but they said that when I woke up, if I wasn't strapped down to the table, I would have ran out of the room and died. Like I was trying to go, like I was ready to go.
I can imagine it's got to be very painful.
I wonder where you thought you were going, though.
Just not there.
Towards the light.
Towards the light.
As they say.
Man, should we do another one of these? I think we're going to be in quarantine for a while.
Yeah, you want to make this a nightly thing?
Dude, every night.
Nightly? I don't know about that.
Yeah, like I'm sure these people are dying to see this every night.
But that's how we get famous, right?
Yeah.
You got to leave them wanting more, though. You know, you just gotta
pester everyone.
We
go
should
out
just
on a high note.
We should just keep this one going on for another 2 or 3 more hours.
Oh, I'm already fighting back yawns, guys.
I spent so much time with you guys this week. We talked like 4 hours 2 nights ago.
I know. It's crazy.
We like had a sleeper party basically.
I think it's just a sign of how desperate we are to get on our bikes that we just grouped up and talked bikes for 4+ hours now.
Yeah, I think this is a productive conversation.
This Is Us is on, guys, or it has been on, and I'm supposed to be watching it with the wife, apparently.
All right,
You're supposed to be watching what?
This Is Us? You don't watch This Is Us, Kyle? Jesus.
I used to, and then I stopped for some reason.
Did you really watch it? I didn't buy that at all. Oh, okay.
There's Randall.
Oh, God.
Kevin Pearson.
You know more names than I do. I don't know names in TV shows usually.
It's an interesting show. I mean,
I'd probably never watch it without the wife, but no offense. It's nothing against the show. It's just like I would do something else probably, but we enjoy watching it together, I guess.
Okay. Well, if you want to go do that, you can.
I can finish out the stream. She was just commenting. I'm sure she's joking, but half joking. I think she made blueberry muffins too.
Chris, we decided we're going to go on all night. So
this is 24 hours.
Ryan said 24 hours.
Ryan's had a lot of good comments and questions, so I got to go with his opinion on this. So,
oh boy, I got.
Fasten your seatbelts, everyone.
Actually, I got Anna has made some cupcakes and she put them on the counter.
Look at him! Look at those cupcakes.
I've been staring at them for like 2 hours now. So if we go any further, I'm gonna just be eating a cupcake on this, or 2 or 3 cupcakes on this channel.
I'm pretty hungry too, and I've got these extra toasty Cheez-Its here on the sidelines.
Dang.
So
yum.
we can wrap this up. I really didn't expect this to go 2 hours. It's been a lot of fun actually, and
this has been a lot of fun.
There's still 15 people in here. That's impressive, I think.
I mean, it is possible for 50 people who just forgot to turn us off. You know?
They fell asleep.
Taking a shower now.
Yeah.
Is your mom still here? Is Vicky still in the room?
I doubt it.
Okay.
She
I was
probably-
going to say, because that's pretty impressive if moms and wives aren't all of them, or girlfriends and wives.
Chris, it's Mrs. Cobra to you. By the way.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's
That is-
Mrs.
I want to see
That's
Cobra
married,
Senior.
right? So yeah, do you guys have any final thoughts or anything you want to say before we go? I'll go with Scott. You got anything?
Dude, no.
Oh.
No, aside from this has been awesome. Being in quarantine is I feel like I said, it feels like it's been 2 weeks already. I just want to hang out with my friends and ride my bike. So this has been really cool. I'm stoked to be on here.
Very cool. Thank you, man. Thanks for coming. Chris.
Final thoughts. I don't really enjoy what's going on right now because I don't want to get sick, and I don't like that I have to go out and work in it. I don't want to bring it home to my wife. Kind of like Scott, she's got an issue too. She's higher risk from medical issues in the past, so it's kind of scary. So if you don't have to go out, don't go out. I mean, I know most of the people in here are probably nice and healthy and all that, and I'm sure it's annoying, but seriously, it would help people out if you didn't go out. I shouldn't be lecturing anybody. I feel like a jerk now, but yeah, just do that and go ride your bike around the neighborhood. You can do that. You can find fun anywhere pretty much on a bike. Ride curbs. That's a good one for skinny practice. I like to do that.
Yeah. Even practicing drops or whatever, you can.
Yeah, you can go off the curb.
Yeah. You can get creative there.
Find your local drainage ditch and get into some real trouble where all the cool kids hang out.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Chris. I'm glad you could join us with this. I'll see you soon. Well, not too soon because you just said you don't want to see anyone get sick, so I understand.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to come out here and ride my trail, that's fine. But
okay.
Yeah, we have a kind of a policy going where we're not letting anyone in the house. I know it sounds ridiculous and awful, but
that's not a new policy.
Well, it's not, but it's for a totally different reason this time.
Okay.
I would totally let you in the house under normal circumstances. Any of you guys can come play in my little silly arcade over here if you want, whatever, under normal circumstances.
Yeah.
Just don't try to spend the night because I'll be freaked out.
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
We got 14 witnesses, so
That's a lot of people. Imagine 14 people in your bedroom right now.
I didn't say they could all come. I mean, no offense to you guys, but this room is not big enough for 14 people.
Yeah. I don't know 14 people really.
Yeah, if it was empty, maybe they can come on in, and that would be really awkward. We'd all stand in here and get hot, probably.
Right. Cool. Well, Ryan, you got any final thoughts? Anything you want to say before we head out?
I think I want to express gratitude to you three guys, and gratitude to everybody that has tuned in. We kind of we've already said it, but we just did this thing thinking that 2 or 3 people might watch for 2 or 3 minutes, and the turnout's been way better. And with all the craziness going on in the world, we just did this to help lift our spirits. But I hope it's been vice versa or whatever. I hope everybody's enjoyed this because we're in a physical battle with the pandemic or whatever, but I think there's also a battle of sanity and just staying entertained. So in whatever little way we might have helped indirectly, I'm grateful for that. And thanks.
Yeah, thank you guys. Well said, Ryan.
Thank you. So cool. I just want to echo what Ryan said. I think it's very cool. Whoever showed up tonight, thank you for all the questions, comments. Sorry if I missed any. This is my first time doing this. It's far more overwhelming than I thought. I thought I would just have one question sitting there for 2 hours. So I really appreciate everyone showing up, watching these videos that I make. Sorry, it's been a while. I haven't put one out, but there's some more on the way, I'm sure.
You've had a lot going on lately, haven't you?
Yeah. I it's just the mindset, I think, of everything that's going on in the world. So I've lost a little motivation, but I'll get it back. And hopefully, like you said, we provided some entertainment for people for 2 hours tonight. Yeah. And everyone stay safe. Have a good night, good week. We'll see you after the quarantine. And until then, I'm going to say it, stay rowdy within reason.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys.
Good night, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right.